headquarters in Atlanta. I'll see you back here next week, and have a great week and a great night. Good night.
Tonight on CNN Presents Betrayal of Trust? Sexual assaults on the rise at the nation's prestigious military academies.
I remember him turning off the lights and me asking, "What are you doing?"
Women who feel betrayed by the military they committed to serve. And the Pentagon's battle to do something about it. Freeing the chimps.
So this is the infamous...
The dungeon.
These research chimps are getting their first taste of freedom. But what about the unlucky ones still behind bars? The last season. At 39, he's banking his career on a risky experiment.
Ever lay in bed and think, am I delusional?
One man's willingness to do anything for one last chance to play a sport he can't live without. Revealing investigations, fascinating characters, stories with impact. This is CNN Presents with tonight's hosts, Randy Kay and Drew Griffin.
Just this week, Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta announced new aggressive policies to combat sexual assault in the military. Zero tolerance is the message from the Pentagon's top commander.
But ground zero for battling the growing problem may start at the nation's most prestigious military academies.
Reports of sexual assaults at the academies rose by nearly 60% in the past year. And out of the 65 cases reported, only one resulted in court-martial.
That's why two young women say they are coming forward. In a lawsuit filed this week, they allege they were raped in their first year at the academies. Tonight, they speak to Kira Phillips for the first time.
West Point, the Naval Academy, the Air Force Academy. Prestigious military institutions tasked with training future officers ethically, spiritually, and morally. But for these high school honor students, their experience would be far different.
I remember him turning off the lights and me asking, "What are you doing?"
In the middle of the night, I did come to, and he was on top of me.
Carly Marquette and Annie Kenzior say they were raped. Raped by fellow classmates they trusted and ignored, they say, by a chain of command that promised their parents they'd be protected.
And nobody, not a single person, not one, was looking out for her best interest.
Come on, Carly.
Carly Marquette was not your typical teenage girl. That's her, cage fighting at 18.
That's it, Carly.
An all-star rugby player, a championship swimmer, an honor student. Carly could have gone to college anywhere.
What was it about West Point that drew you to that academy?
Just knowing you kind of have your future set, having that structure and that discipline, but at the same time having people look at you like, wow, you're doing something great for our country.
Her sister was a midshipman at the Naval Academy. Her father, a Marine. To Carly, they were heroes, everything she wanted to be.
Do you think West Point let you down?
Yeah, I wanted to be there. It was my dream.
A dream that was shattered her first year when an upperclassman showed up at her door to talk girl troubles.
I kind of felt a little cool that an upperclassman wanted to be friends with me and was seeking my advice.
After sharing a drink, Carly says he convinced her to come to his room. Since he was an upperclassman, she trusted him.
I remember just getting more and more intoxicated, and my judgment really started to become impaired. I remember him turning off the lights and me asking, "What are you doing?" And then he proceeded to rape me.
Carly says she woke up disoriented, in physical pain, and afraid to come forward.
I was scared it was going to ruin my career. I was scared if I said anything that there would constantly be a target on my back. I reached out to people and they weren't there. I just didn't want to leave my room. I mean, he was right across the hall.
And you still had to work under him, take out his trash.
Yes.
Why?
Well, it was part of our duties.
Chain of command.
Chain of command, military ranks where senior students have authority over the one immediately below. So every day, Carly had to face the man she says raped her. But weeks later, Carly finally found the courage to come forward. She filed a report and requested an investigation.
And the reason I ended up telling someone is because I didn't want that to happen to anyone else.
Annie Kenzior describes herself as a girly girl who never imagined joining the military. An honor student and one of the best high school soccer players in the country, she was heavily recruited by top Ivy League schools, but the Naval Academy was the most convincing.
All their graduates that graduated from the soccer team went on and became pilots and Marine officers, and it just sounded like, oh, you know, those women are so powerful and so well respected, and I wanted to be that woman.
Annie's goal was to fly F-18s, but it wasn't long after arriving she realized that wasn't going to happen.
I could tell that there was definitely a bias towards the women. I mean, you're a female entering into a fraternity, a giant frat.
Annie says there were no derogatory names for the men, but for the women, they were called dubs.
What does dub mean?
Dub, a dumb, ugly bitch.
Were you ever called a dub?
Every girl was called dub.
It was definitely a different culture, and Annie felt out of place. So when she got invited to go to an off-campus party, she was in.
I was like, okay, cool. College, finally, I can live the college life for one night.
But Annie says she had way too much to drink. So when a fellow midshipman offered her a place to crash, she accepted.
And I was like, okay, it'll be fine. I trust you. You're an upper class. Because that's what they teach you, to trust your upper class.
So tell me what happened once he took you back to the room.
I just laid down and went to sleep. At one part in the middle of the night, I did come to, and he was on top of me. And I remember saying no, but then I just passed back out again.
Annie was afraid to come forward.
Why were you scared?
I didn't want to be the girl that got the athlete kicked out, because we had been told stories about how that had happened in the past, and I didn't want to be that next story.
For 2 years, Annie battled depression and thoughts of suicide. She had a secret she couldn't keep anymore, and finally called her father.
And she said I was raped. And I couldn't breathe.
Still ahead, the battle to change the system.
How do you get it through these men's heads? If they rape, they will pay the price.
So this is my friend Frank and his retirement plan.
1 golden crown.
Come on, Frank. How long have we known each other? Go to E-Trade. They got killer tools, man. They'll help you nail a retirement plan that's fierce.
2 golden crowns.
You realize the odds of winning are the same as being mauled by a polar bear and a regular bear in the same day?
Frank!
Oh, wow. You didn't win? I want to show you something. It's my shocked face.
Get a retirement plan that works at E-Trade.
This is Corporate Caterers, Miami, Florida. In here, great food demands a great presentation. So AT&T showed corporate caterers how to better collaborate by using a mobile solution in a whole new way. Using real-time photo sharing abilities, they can create and maintain high standards from kitchen to table.
This technology allows us to collaborate with our drivers to make a better experience for our customers.
It's a network of possibilities, helping you do what you do even better.
There's hoping she gets the care she needs And there's having the right education to ensure she does. An advanced